Hey guys, welcome to episode 5 of Living Your Ideal Weight podcast. Today I am talking about clarity, and something I've been introduced to by one of my mindset coaches was the idea that clarity is vitality. Once you have clarity of direction, you actually have more energy. You know where you're going, you're going to spend it, and you're going to focus in the right areas. So the energy is going to go that direction. And this is something I've been struggling with as of late. So much uncertainty within business and everything going on in the world. It just makes it hard to kind of predict some business decisions and the growth decisions compared to my initial journey where it was so much easier. You know, we had the ads, we use the ads, we leverage that, we deliver a great product. But now there's so much uncertainty in the world. People want different things. So trying to navigate that and learn consumer behavior has actually been a really interesting thing. And that's why I want to share with you why it's so important when it leads to your health journey as well. And I guess this is what helped me once I got my health under control. Once I knew how to create a clear path to move towards goals, I was like, shit, I can take on almost anything. So by doing this, it's taught me the skill. It's given me the confidence to step into business, to have the courage to do what I need and take on these crazy things that we've been trying to do. And I'm sure you can relate in terms of your health and fitness journey where you kind of, the uncertainty of like, you want this body, you want to look a certain way, you want to be fit and healthy, but because of all what we've been through, you kind of want that connection and that, you know, that you'd missed out from family and friends. You want to go out, you want to eat, you want to enjoy yourself, but it means that it's going to move you away from your goals, right? Isn't a bad thing, but we just need to clarify what you actually want. And yesterday we sat down at this elite mastermind for business, for fitness business coaching, and Dan presented us with like vision and mission and stuff. We haven't done it a while in depth, and actually sitting there again and thinking about, okay, who do we actually want to help? How do we want to help? And why do we want to help it? And what impact do we want to leave? It gives you fantastic groundwork, and thinking it in your head just doesn't do it. You need to put it down on paper or into the computer and make sure you're leveraging each topic and understanding, all right, why do I want to do this? How do I want to do this? When do I want to do it by? And it really gives you this sense of like energy and the vitality that we talked about at the start. So what I'm going to suggest is that you take some time today, and I mentioned it in the last 2 podcasts as well, and really think about what you want in life. Some ideas for these things are things such as family, friends, relationships, health, fitness, finance. And what I would love for you to do is rate them out of 10. Now you're probably thinking, Josh, is about health. Well, you know what? Relationships are the center of pretty much everything. And then so are your family and friends. And you really need to understand that if you can't look at health in a holistic manner, it's not going to work long term. So we need to do this work. We need to understand the fundamentals of our lives and see how we can move them forward and improve. So once you've rated them out of 10, what I want you to think about, all right, well, what level do I want it to be at? It doesn't have to be 10 in 1 or 3 years, or do both. Once you have those numbers and you have that sort of gap that you see, well, now it's time to start bridging that gap. And what I want you to understand is 30 days to make changes. That's just when you start to build up momentum. That's why we need to look at these longer lifestyle changes to make sure you actually incorporate the habits over a long enough time. Especially if you want to lose like 5, 10, 15 kilos, guys, you just aren't doing that and maintaining that in 30 days. It's just the habits that you've ingrained after taking 20 years to put that weight on or whatever else. There's so much to unwind, and we really need to focus on moving forward. And what is so important about focusing on moving forward is you're creating a vision of the future that you're excited about, that you want to move towards, and it just gives you that gusto. When we talk about depression, like people often think about in the past, yes, I've missed out on kind of 2 years of doing things. It's taught me so many lessons, and that's how I reframe my past, what I've been through and what I've able to learn and adapt to. I know that I can overcome almost anything moving forward. But by looking towards the future, you have power over that. You have control over your day-to-day decisions, and you can use the past to make better decisions. But don't always think that that's going to be exactly the same outcome. So in terms of your weight loss journey, I know you probably tried 100 times. I tried more than 100 times to get to my ideal weight. And I just found that it just consistent effort over time, the always something approach really made a really big difference in terms of that. Part of looking towards the future, though, you can get a bit anxious if all you focus about is the future. So what can you do every day to make sure that you're enjoying the now? That's things like spending time with friends, if that's for you. For me personally, a bit of that, but also development and growth minded. So I really focus on progress in my life to make sure that I feel like I'm moving forward. And that really works for me. And Tony Robbins talks about this, and he calls them driving forces. So that's an exercise you could do as well. You could head over to his website and use the quiz to find out, all right, well, what are my driving forces? Is it growth, love, connection? Is it certainty? There's so many other things around it. And it's really great to grasp these foundational concepts so that you can think, all right, well, how can this work for me moving forward? How can I make sure that I prioritize these things in my day to day so that I actually feel better about myself? And yeah, so basically, once we're doing this, we're in a better mind frame. We're looking towards the future. And now we've got to understand, all right, well, we've got our markers, we've got our bridges, and what are we willing to sacrifice on that journey to get to where we want to go? Or do we need to change the destination? So if you've put down family and friends as like 8, 10, and then your fitness is 8 and 10 as well, but all your family and all your friends, like I talked about in yesterday's podcast, that environment isn't conclusive of like fitness and exercise. They're going to want to drink. They're going to want to eat. And you know what? Culturally, that's so hard for so many people. So how can we make sure that we're not going to self-sabotage by wanting to have two values when family is kind of your higher value, and then your health and fitness, which is something you kind of want, not clash, and you don't get what you want, which leads to even more you being upset and really down about your goals when you shouldn't be. It's just about understanding what really drives you and what moves you forwards. With that being said, you can still get fit and healthier. So it's not like all or nothing. Don't bother with your health if you're going to be out enjoying yourself. I have these fantastic episodes coming up soon with Henna Sabelico. She talks about, she loves beer. She's going out with friends, but she just does it once or twice every second month. And it's knowing that the things she's doing in between are still improving her health and changing her body shape. And that's what's important at the end of the day, is that's consistent effort over time while still enjoying your life means that you're going to keep up those things. It may not give you that ideal body shape that you want, but at least you're moving towards something. And that's something we teach at Think Fit. It's called the cost of getting lean, and it's understanding like the trade-offs and where you're willing to go and not feel guilty about what you're doing, but still enjoying the process and not falling off track because you're not seeing what you want to see. And removing that guilt is so powerful, guys, because guilt leads to cravings. I know people eat sugar when they're feeling guilty, all sorts of things. And it really leaves people unfulfilled and unhappy. So if you're fit and miserable, it's not going to work. You need to actually be fit, happy, and healthy. If I can remember the quote, she said, I'd love to find it. I'll pop it up somewhere. And it was like, don't live to be, I'll find it in a bit. But yeah, I'll post it in the comments before when this comes up. And it's just a really good way to shift your mindset about how you think about things. So today, guys, I want you to spend some time reflecting on what you were doing moving forward with your life. Like I said, family, relationships, finances, health, fitness, and just see like, how far is that gap? Who can help me improve that gap? Try and find someone that's done it before or someone who is coaching people on doing that. If you want help from us, just send me a DM or send our page a DM. We'd love to help. We have so many different ways we can help you out, but health and fitness being the foundation, because I truly believe that's the tide that lifts all other boats. When you're fitter, when you're healthier, you can have better relationships, you have more focus, you have more energy, you can run around with the kids, the grandkids, and really live a healthy and happy life. And that's what we're on a mission to, guys. So we really want to shift the way people perceive health and fitness. And that means that they can live their healthiest and happiest life at their ideal weight. And that's it for today, guys. Just remember, you become what you think, so think fit.